Local coverage you can count on continues with Josh Ayen's Sports Report. Sports coverage you can count on.
His name is etched along Blackhawk Christian's basketball court. The state championship banners hanging along the walls. Yeah, there's no doubt that Marc Davidson set the standard for a winning basketball program here in Northeast Indiana. But Davidson's legacy going well beyond the basketball court, as the coach showed tremendous courage in the face of a terminal cancer. Despite passing away over a year ago, Davidson's legacy is carrying on thanks to the help of a newly published memoir.
There have been hundreds of people in Indiana basketball who've raised the level in high school basketball gyms, but he's the only one who took it down to stone silence with everyone still paying attention.
Marc Davidson was in the late stages of his cancer battle in the spring of 2022, stepping down as Blackhawk Christian's head coach. That's when former Journal-Gazette writer Blake Sebring approached the coach with an idea.
At the end, I says, did you ever think about doing a book? And he winked at me and he says, well, you better hurry.
Marc just had said, as long as he was given a platform, he was gonna not be quiet and he was gonna just share the hope that he had and just all that God had brought him through.
Over the course of 7 weeks, Blake sat down with Marc and his wife Lisa, going over everything from basketball, life, and their faith.
We just had fun. I mean, it was fun reminiscing for, I think, Marc and Lisa and talking about various religious topics and things. And the whole goal was to just let Marc's message live on and reach more people. It was hard because we knew what was going to happen. I mean, Marc knew, and Marc leaned into it. So we kind of got some strength from him during the process, but it was still very, very hard.
Sebring's last visit with the Davidsons was on May 5th, 2022. Marc passed away 4 days later. Despite that, Sebring cementing the late coach's legacy with a memoir titled Brave at Heart. Within these pages are Marc and Lisa's conversations with Sebring, along with words from other friends and family who were loved by Marc.
When I hear people say that they hear his voice when he's talking, because Marc's just Marc, he talks real raw and just he's him and he's not going to put on airs, and I love that, and that comes through in the book, that it was that conversation that we were having with Blake. And so yeah, it is really awesome to hear his voice when you read.
I think his legacy is going to last. It'll give people a tool that they can read and use, and it's also going to be for Marc's family that years from now they can still hear his voice. I mean, his grandson was born after Marc passed. This will be the way that the grandchildren can get to know their grandfathers too.
I just want people to take away, look at what God did with someone who loved basketball, the game of basketball. He used his gifts and the things that God made him passionate about, and look at how it has impacted so many people. It's just amazing. And so that's a message for all of us. We're all created differently with different gifts and passions, and so God can use each of us that same way.
Entering this week, Brave at Heart is listed as a top seller in the basketball coaching category on Amazon. Along with that, Lisa and Blake being flooded with warm reception from those who have already bought the book. To find out how you can get a copy of this, you can find those details on the Wayne.com sports page. I'm Josh Ayen, and that's your local sports report.